Hey everyone, Kevin here from the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today YouTube channel, and today we are going to be doing an album review on Holy Hell by Architects. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this video a little bit differently than the others. First, I'm going to go into how I actually found out about the band and the album. Then I'm going to go into the research I did about the album and the band itself, and then my review. So, let's get right into it, shall we? So, in our previous video, we answered the question, did Memphis May Fire sell out due to their recent released album, Broken? Now, when we were on Twitter talking to you guys about this, I had a Twitter user suggest, listen to Architects' Holy Hell, you might like it. And when I was listening to Broken on Spotify and doing my review on Memphis May Fire, doing my research, they said, hey, check out Architects' Holy Hell. So, that's kind of where it started. Now, metalcore is not my thing. Of course, I am more of a hard rock guy, which you all know. But I decided, okay, I'll take a listen to it. And then I went on a Twitter to see what people were talking about. And let me tell you, Twitter did not disappoint. The fans were amped up for this one. We ended up getting a couple of partial reviews from Twitter users, but one Twitter user, at iYounggun, gave us a full review, which he put together in about 30 minutes, which I want to thank you for, at iYounggun. I appreciate it. For that inspired me to go with, let's give this a full review, so let's go. So, in order to properly give an objective review on Holy Hell by Architects, I first had to go through their whole entire discography one day and do some research on the band's history. Now, again, doing that was kind of rough on me, especially because I don't really care for that kind of music, but I said, you know what, let's go with it anyway. I knocked it all out one day, and I was pretty proud of myself. I also learned about the band's history a little bit and the recent passing of guitarist and songwriter Tom Searle. Holy Hell is the first album that Architects has made since Tom Searle's passing, so I was very curious to see how that would play into this album, knowing what their other albums had, because there's sometimes things can change. You just never know. So I was hoping to give it on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best, and I gave my second pass at it so I could do a review. So, screw it, let's get right into it. Now, when I first listened to the song Death Is Not Defeat, I could tell that Architects was not going to be willing to just lay down and go by the wayside following the death of their most important member. This song evokes a lot of emotion. It really goes for sadness that the band felt with the loss, the anger trying to deal with that loss, and then the determination to move forward with the vision that Tom brought to the band and continue that style of music. The song is also perfectly set up for a lot of audience participation during concerts, a lot of hey, hey, hey's kind of thing, and I feel like it can actually work here because it'll help bring the fans closer to the band given this time. I think it's a great opener for this song, and I was very curious to see if this album was going to continue this way. After listening to Hereafter on the second pass through the album, I really enjoyed how it started out a lot slower than most of the other songs on the album, especially Death Is Not Defeat in comparison. Now, I know there are a lot of songs that aren't like this on the record that are a lot harder on the record, but I think this is one hell of a song that the fan base is really going to get behind later down the line. This song continues with the theme of coping through Tom's death for the band, and I really hope that the rest of the album is like this, and I think that's going to be that way. However, I have seen this before. We actually saw this year with Mike Shinoda's release of Post Traumatic, which is him dealing with the death of former Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington. Moral after all, really focused in on the guitar. It really took a look at it and brought it to the forefront, which was the post again, left by Tom, and I thought this was a great move by the band. Now this song really goes back into the emotion and feeling of losing someone close to you, losing someone you love, and knowing that nothing really lasts forever. However, those memories that you have of that person will last with you forever. The titular song off the album featured strings, and I mean strings, in the beginning of the song, which, wow, I really liked it. I was blown away by it. I really liked their use of the strings in Holy Hell. This song had more of a hard rock feel in my standpoint compared to the metalcore sound which we had experienced through our first 3 songs on the album, and I really liked it, especially with references to the guitar and those strings, just kind of the pace and the melody of the song. This one I really liked. I think this is the best song off of the album, and I think a lot of people actually agree with me on this as well from what I saw on Twitter, so woohoo! That lead, Into Damnation, with that softer keyboard was something, again, I was not expecting, but whoa, did I really enjoy that. Listening to this song, I could tell that this was a song that the band wrote with them coming together and leaning on each other in order to help each other get through Tom's death, which again really evokes the emotion and really fits in well with the theme of this album thus far. The song does have a good amount of change in tempo from that softer sound to that hard metalcore sound Architects is known for, and honestly, I think it works really well here, oh so well here, and I'm a fan of the song. Before I jump into what Royal Beggars was, when I was on Twitter, I saw a lot of negative reaction towards this song. I saw a lot of people not liking this song, and I think a big reason for that was it is a lot softer than what the band normally puts out with that metalcore sound. Of course, naturally when I saw this, I got more curious about this song, so I had to take a listen and listen to this one intensely. If you take a look at the 5 stages of grief, the denial, the anger, the fear, bargaining, acceptance, this one really hits on that 4th stage, which is bargaining. I do like how they changed the pace song from that soft to hard sound. However, I wish they would have stuck with that softer sound. I think it would have made the song a little bit more prevalent in my opinion, maybe a little bit stronger in the sense of showing that emotion once again. However, I don't think there's going to be a lot of fans that really like that take, but whatever. It's my take, guys. When it came to Modern Misery, I saw a lot of positive feedback on Twitter from the song. A lot of the fans liked it. I listened to it, and I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I thought the song was a little bit sloppy. Again, this song changes that tempo from that hard metalcore sound to kind of some softer sounds here and there, which, again, like I've said earlier, I do like. However, I just don't think that it really played well in this song. It just didn't hit the eardrums right, didn't feel right, something was off about it. This song still sticks with the theme of grieving the loss of a loved one and getting through that grieving process, where this song invokes a lot of ideas of, you know, when you lose that person you really care about, all those positive memories just flood your brain and you remember all the good times you had. This song really brings that to the forefront. When Dying to Heal first hit my eardrums, I thought this is a song that Architects definitely made with all of that raw emotion to really show the fans what they had gone through, what the band had gone through with this loss, and how much it really affected them. This is a really hard song, and it hits hard as well. However, the one thing I really didn't like about this song was, on my second pass on it, I never really remembered it. I could not remember this one. It kind of got lost in the shuffle, wasn't necessarily my favorite song. But the chorus they had in that song, whew, chorus and Dying to Heal is the best chorus they put together on the album. The Seventh Circle is the shortest song on the album by over a minute. However, this is just 2 straight minutes of Architects putting it all out there in all their metalcore glory. Now, the hard rock fan in me really doesn't care for this song. I just really don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. However, for the metalcore fans, I can see why they'll absolutely love this song. The distorted guitar, especially in the beginning of Doomsday, is one I'm really a fan of, along with the softer vocals than on the rest of the album. I think this is a good song. I think it's a good move because it kind of changes up what's going on with the rest of the album, and it experiments a little bit with the Architect sound. The biggest emotion in this song I think that's played out is fear in that 5 stages of grief. That's stage number 2 for you folks keeping track at home. It really shows how the band was afraid to kind of move forward and get past Tom's loss in order to keep making music. But what they ended up finding out was that they can make music still with Tom's image without him, because you know the old phrase, the show must go on. And I think that's what they made this song for. I think that's what they made the song about, and I'm glad they did it. A Wasted Hymn is the last song on the album, and why I don't really care for this song, I think it's definitely in the bottom half of the song rating in this album. I think it benefits greatly from being perfectly placed at the end. This song brings final closure and is the swan song of the album, and bringing forth that 5th level of grief, or the 5th stage of grief, which is acceptance for those of you keeping track at home. It really invokes the emotion of, you know, all is not lost, where yes, Tom is gone. However, they are going to remember him and keep that passion alive, keep his soul alive, so the band still sounds the same. And they showed it in this album, and I think they're going to show it throughout the rest of their career. Alright, time to give my rating on Holy Hell by Architects, and I give this album an 8 out of 10. Now, being honest, because the musical styling of metalcore really doesn't work well with what I like with hard rock, it just, for some reason, doesn't work well with my ears. Don't worry about that. I am going to give this as objective as a review as possible, which I think you could see from the 8 out of 10 rating I gave, but here's why. One thing I think this album really has going for it is the fact that it is one of the best albums I've ever listened to following the loss or the leaving of a huge member of that band. The soul of the band is still there. The emotion of the band is still there. They did experiment with the sound a little bit, but that vision is still there. It's very similar, but I just don't think it is as good as the best album that ever pulled that off, which was Back in Black by AC/DC. The album works through the 5 stages of grief with the band, with denial, anger, fear, bargaining, acceptance, and I really like that they put that theme throughout the album because, yes, Tom is gone, but they're going to move on, and they're going to remember him throughout the whole entire thing, and I think the fans really needed that as well. Probably the best aspect of this whole entire album was that they kept that sound, but they experimented a little bit with it to show that, yes, their front man is gone, not their front man, but their most important member is gone from the band, unfortunately lost due to cancer. However, they experimented with it a little bit too, which I really like because they're showing their fans, we are still architects. And yes, we are still going to give you the music we love. You gotta let us experiment a little bit here and there, but they were not afraid to keep Tom's vision and his influence in the band, which really plays well on this album, and that's why I gave it as high of a rating as I did. I probably won't be listening to Holy Hell a whole lot in the future just because metalcore's not my thing, hard rock's my thing. For albums that came out this year in 2018 that I've been listening to a lot consistently, When Legends Rise by Godsmack and Disease by Beartooth really have brought it for me, and I keep listening to those. But that's just because I really like that kind of music. Metalcore with Architects, really not my cup of tea, but I really wanted to do this review badly. However, I also thought that sometimes the vocals ran together on some of the songs, and it kind of was confusing a little bit at times, but then again, that might just be because I'm not the biggest fan of the genre. I also thought some of those melodies were repeated at times, and some of the sound blended together throughout the songs. But, however, I thought that I could give this album an objective review, and I think I pulled that off here. Alrighty, that's it. Thank you for watching the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today album review on Holy Hell by Architects. If you think we got it right, if you think we got it wrong, if you got any comments, questions, concerns, we got the comment section below that you can look at. Leave your comment, I'll look at it and respond. If you want to stay up to date with us when we put out videos, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell because then you'll be notified every single Wednesday when we release a new video. If you're not following us on Facebook, if you're not following us on Twitter, or if you're not following us on Instagram, what are you doing? I got links in the description below. Go follow us on our social media pages and get some great content. Lastly and most importantly, if you have an Amazon Alexa, please, please, please enable our Alexa skill, the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today Alexa skill. I got the link in the description below. If you're on your phone, click on that. It'll open up the Alexa app and you can enable our skill from that. Or you can say, hey Alexa, enable the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today Alexa skill, and it'll be on there. And then say, hey Alexa, play my song of the day. Whatever song I picked for that day for the song of the day, that song will play and you'll be able to listen to that song all day long. And then the next day, I'll give you a new song. Every single day, without fail. Trust me, you guys are going to love it. Alright, that's it for me. This is Kevin from the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 Today YouTube channel, and I'm saying, see ya!